Good evening to all of the horror hounds out there. This is Black Metal Werewolf with a rather interesting update regarding one of the biggest horror franchises in movie history, Friday the 13th. Now, if any of you are like me, you have been wondering, where exactly is a new Friday the 13th movie? The last one that came out, which was a remake, was in 2009. It is now 2024, 15 years later, and we have yet to see Jason back up on the big screen. We know the franchise isn't dead, we know people want to see it, so why haven't we gotten any more Jason? Well, for those of you who don't know, the Friday the 13th franchise has been wrapped up in a gigantic legal battle for the past several years. The original filmmaker claims that he owns the rights to Friday the 13th and Jason as a character, while the guy who wrote the original script for the very first movie claims that they belong to him, and they've been duking it out in court for I don't even know how long at this point. Well, back in 2021, the court finally made a ruling and gave the rights to the original screenwriter. Now, regardless if you agree with that decision or not, I think we can all agree that we're glad that the court battle is finally over, and we can finally get more Friday the 13th and Jason. So that's enough of a history lesson in regards to what's been going on with Friday the 13th. Now we can get down to the big announcement, because according to this IGN article, Jason is coming back in a very big way. But before we go any further, don't forget to like and subscribe, check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, and check out my podcast on Spotify, The Lost Campfire. And if you have your very own paranormal experience that you would like to share, send me an email at thelostcampfire@gmail.com today to be featured in a future episode. Let's read, shall we? Jason Universe. Horror Inc. announces multi-platform expansion of Friday the 13th franchise. IGN can exclusively report that Horror Inc. is expanding the Friday the 13th franchise into a new era with the launch of Jason Universe. Friday the 13th activations will span a wide range of platforms from entertainment, games, immersive experiences, merchandise, and more to be announced throughout 2024 via @JasonUniverse13 on social media or by visiting the official Jason Universe website. We will check that out in a second. For decades, Jason shocked and thrilled audiences who kept coming back for more. We're excited to work with Victor Miller and Mark Toberoff on new projects we'll announce in the coming months, said Robert Barsimian, I think that's how you pronounce his name, president of Horror Inc., in a statement provided to IGN. Victor Miller was the screenwriter of the original Friday the 13th movie, who reclaimed the domestic rights to the original slasher film in 2021 after a lengthy lawsuit. Miller, however, is not part of Horror Inc. Barsamian, whatever the hell his name is the executive producer of the upcoming A24 and Peacock expanded prequel series Crystal Lake, which originally had Hannibal Brian Fuller aboard as its showrunner before he parted ways with the project last week. Barsamian was also an executive producer on 2017's Friday the 13th The Game. Let's continue. Added Robbie Barsamian, VP of Horror Inc., we're focused on honoring the legacy while elevating the fan experience and appealing to today's horror audiences as we develop new ways to watch, interact, and engage with the Jason universe. That sounds very promising. I'll continue. With the unique ability to remain at the forefront of pop culture for 44 years, Jason continues to top charts as one of the scariest villains of all time, with strong global awareness across multiple generations thanks to billions of TikTok views, plus millions and millions of gamers and movie fans, said Sherry Khan, global GM of Horror Inc. We can't wait to introduce new Jason Universe activations to these amazing fans. Hey, while we're here, let's check out this Jason Universe website to see exactly what the hell's going on here. Oh, I already like this website so far. That's a really cool picture. Welcome to a new era from the original owners of the Friday the 13th franchise, Jason Universe. Ooh, I like it. Sign up to get the latest Jason Universe. Oh, is this just like a fucking newsletter thing? Oh, gee, I'm not doing this right now. Okay. Alright, that's a little disappointing. I was kind of hoping for a bit more news on this, but I guess that's all there is. So, that article gave us a lot of information, and I'm not sure if it's all good or not, so let's discuss it. First of all, we have the Peacock prequel series called Crystal Lake. I'm not sure how well that's going to turn out. First of all, I think that prequel series are really played out, and when it comes to Friday the 13th, I'm not sure if there's enough material there to make a good show regarding a prequel to everything that happens. Mostly because we all already know what the prequel to Friday the 13th would be. Jason's mom was a cook at the camp and he was a little kid there. He got bullied, and while the camp counselors were off having sex and not paying attention, he drowns in the lake, and his mom goes on a killing spree. I know there are Friday the 13th comic books that kind of give a bit more of a backstory. Are they going to base the TV show off of those, or are they going to go in a whole other direction? I'm not really sure, and I'm not sure if I really care enough to even watch it. I don't have Peacock, so obviously I'm not going to be watching it when it first comes out. But if it eventually comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, maybe I'll buy it and give it a chance. But I'm going to have to wait for the reviews to come out to see if it's even worth spending the money on the Blu-rays. So that one I'm kinda iffy on. But we aren't just getting that prequel series. According to this article, we are going to be getting much, much more. From entertainment, that's kind of a broad term, games, immersive experiences, and merchandise. Now, obviously, I love merchandise. I really want to get a really cool, like, authentic Friday the 13th hockey mask, but everyone I see always looks like shit, so, I don't know, hopefully we can get a really cool Jason mask. Immersive experiences, I'm not sure exactly what that means. Like, are we going to get haunted houses at Universal Studios during Halloween? That would be really cool if they did something with that. Video games... Friday the 13th doesn't have a very good track record with video games. Of course, everyone knows the infamous Nintendo game from decades ago. That game was not good. But on recent consoles, there was a new Friday the 13th game that a lot of people really liked, but personally, I didn't. Like, in a Friday the 13th game, I want, like, a story-driven, single-player experience. Whereas the game that was out... was just online. A bunch of people play as the counselors, and someone plays as Jason. The counselors try to get away, and Jason tries to kill the counselors. I played it once for a couple hours. I thought it was kind of fun, but, after that one time of playing it, I figured, I'm kind of done with this. So I would like a single-player Jason game with a really cool, new, fresh story. So if they do something like that, I would be very impressed. But for me, the big question is, are we getting a new Friday the 13th movie? That is what I want, and I'm pretty sure that's what plenty of you want too. The last movie came out 15 years ago, so we're all just kind of sitting here, okay, we got kind of a crappy game, and we're getting a prequel series, but we want the movie. We want to see Jason up on the big screen again. Thankfully, according to this article, it said throughout the rest of 2024, we are going to be getting a lot more announcements, so I'm looking forward to what else this has to offer. I certainly hope that the new people who have a hold of Friday the 13th do the franchise justice and show respect to the characters and to the fans, because that's what we want to see. But now, of course, I want to get your guys' opinion on all of this. Are you excited about all of the new Friday the 13th stuff that's going to be coming out? If so, why? Or are you hesitant and just going to wait and see how it turns out? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. And of course, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one.